What up, Pryme.mega, new trees up, done full of trees up. What's good, y'all? Just want to check in. Just chilling, been enjoying my birthday weekend. And I don't know, I just want to pass along this motivation. I was watching, I believe, the CEO Diary podcast, and Neil deGrasse Tyson was on there, and he had a quote at the end that really resonated with me. Says, at no time should you overvalue your own thoughts. Allow yourself to be humbled daily with new ideas that challenge everything that you think. And I think that is one of the most straight to the point, powerful, amazing things that I've ever heard. In that, it just confirms, with me anyway, that in order to get somewhere, you got to do things you've never done. That is, at this point, that's almost cliche, right? One thing I can say about myself is that I'm not afraid to try things. As far as things that propel my evolution, in the moment, I'm in the back of my head, I'm like, oh, this is crazy, but I'm not afraid to do it. I'm not afraid, and this might sound crazy. I'm not afraid to look like a fool. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying that like, oh, this guy. Let me explain. I have, I perform, I create things, and what has always been important to me is feedback. I'm an artist, right? So artists, we create for ourselves first and foremost. Well, I create for me. Let me speak for me. But the secondary thing is the feedback. I really appreciate critiques, critics. That's why I say comment below. I don't mind that. I mean, some people take that to heart. And don't get me wrong, there's some people out there that just really super mean. They go past critique, and I'm like, all right, fam, this is personal. You know what I'm saying? Or at least it feels like it. You know what I mean? But what I'm saying is, I like to beta test. Research purposes. I like to see, all right, I'm curious. Like when I throw a song out there, or when I throw an idea, video, a concept, especially one that I'm excited about, because I'm like, sometimes I can't put my, I can't lay a finger on, and pause by the way, I can't lay a finger on what this is, this song that I created. And that's what I like when I can't. Normally if I can categorize the stuff that I create, but it's when I can't, it's what challenges me. It's like, I hold on to stuff for a while and then I put it out there, and I get feedback, but, overvaluing your own thoughts really, to me, is a place of you're not willing to, what's the phrasing here? You're not willing to be open to receive ideas other than your own that could actually make that idea or thought better. Now, that's not everybody in every circumstance, but that's what I take that quote to mean. Because I've always been, again, open to criticism, open to other ideas. Some people's perspectives are different and could be better, and as a collaborator myself, that's why I like to collaborate, because I get to see other people's perspectives and what they may think, which would help develop the idea or picture in your mind a little better, a lot more detailed. But I just thought that quote really, really summarizes, especially where I'm at currently in my life, and I like that. I like that. Somebody told me, as you get older, you get bolder. And that is absolutely true. However, again, even when I was younger, even when it terrified me, scared me to death, the thought of things that intimidated me, I still was not afraid to go head on, spearhead things that troubled me. I never was afraid. I never was afraid to be like, all right, this might be embarrassing. And I'm like, I would have it in my mind like, yeah, this is going, it's going to be a little embarrassing for a couple of days. And then it'll be, you walk it off. You dust yourself off and you keep it moving. It's really that simple. It's really that simple to me. And to me, that's something that is possibly, it's definitely God-given. And it's also from a place from being around people that demand better from you, that challenge you, to constantly push you into uncomfortable circumstance, and humility is also a thing. I know some people feel as though, the hell with being humble. Like, I'm better than any. What was that quote? To quote Sean Price, rest in power, one of my favorite MCs. F being humble. I'm better than everybody, and I love that. That's fire. I need, for the most part, I carry that with me. But on the other side of that is, I don't know. I learned a lot. I gained position and circumstance in life from being humble, from being, I guess I would say I'm somewhat of an empath in that I can relate to other people in other circumstances. Even when I don't want to, it can be stressful at times, but I can watch somebody, I can listen to somebody that I've never met. They can be oceans away, and there's something there that I connect with, that I have empathy for. I just vibe with it. Like, I'm like, all right, I can definitely feel where you're coming from. Even if it's not my current life or circumstance or ever at all. But like I said, I don't overvalue my thoughts. I just never found a way to articulate that, but that's always been me. I don't know if anybody out there that's a creator, or not even necessarily a creator. You got some things, some endeavors that you're trying to get done. I think it's important, if you have the resources, to, kind of reach out to other people, for feedback. Or don't be afraid to give your ideas. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's easier said than done. But I believe after a few times, it gets easier and easier every time. However, it does not go away. I still get butterflies. I still go, damn, I should not have released that yet. It's too early. Or shouldn't have said that yet. I should investigate a little more. That's always going to be the thing. You should always be connected to something that gives you butterflies. That's just life. You're alive. Something that confirms that you're alive, that you're breathing, that you are walking God's green earth. And that's what it's all about. Yes, we want to relax. We want to be comfortable. But there are those endeavors and those pursuits that exactly what those are. I can't tell you, exactly what they are for you, but for me, they are things that confirm that this is what I love to do. And it's, almost, not a love-hate relationship, but it's like uncomfortable, but I love to do it. There's a fire there, that just keeps driving me. So, but I just want to leave y'all with that, just something to think about, just, remain humble, it's okay that you're not the smartest person in the room, honestly, I don't want to be, because you giving yourself a wall, I don't want to be the smartest. I want to keep learning. I want to keep absorbing information at any capacity as much as possible. So, but I just wanted to check in with y'all. It's your boy Pryme.mega. I appreciate y'all. Love y'all. Have a blessed week. Have a blessed day. Let's get it, y'all. Trees up.